Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are continuing the 100 Dragons challenge with challenge number 6. And I was actually really excited to jump into this one. I thought this one was going to be a pretty great challenge, but we are doing a fluffy Dandelion Dragon from Sammy Ice over on Twitter. So if you guys also want to submit any Monster Mash suggestions or ideas, I'm going to have a URL at the end of this video for my Discord, and also there is a URL down in the description for a tweet that you can reply to and post your ideas on there. So I jumped into this one kind of trying to decide what I wanted to do, because dandelions come in two forms. One is the yellow flower version, which is, I guess, when it's, I don't know anything about botany or plant stuff, so you'll have to excuse me. But anyway, the yellow flower is just when it's, you know, in its floral state. And then later on, it becomes this white, puffy, I guess, seeding flower. Basically, the little white puffs float on the wind to go plant more dandelions. It has little seeds on the end of it. At least that's what I understand. If it's not factually correct, you're welcome to, you know, let me know down in the comments, but I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Either way, so it does have these two forms and two looks. So I had to decide if I wanted to do one or the other or both. And so I did a couple different experiments on how I wanted to incorporate this. You know, the dandelion has, you know, the floral part, but it also has leaves and stems and greenery and different things attached to it as well. So I was trying to decide how I wanted to combine all these things. So in that first sketch, I just did all, I guess, yellow petals around it like a mane, and then I had some leaves as the secondary layer after the mane. And then the second drawing was also, again, more towards the yellow petals with the leaves. And I was like, I should really try one with the, like, fluffy seeding version, because, I mean, I feel that would make it more fluffy and interesting. Like, yes, the petals are cool, and I don't mind doing a plant dragon that looks like more floral, but I was like, I should really push myself and try maybe something outside of my comfort zone and kind of gamble it. Because, I mean, that first one I know I could make look pretty okay, just based off of what I know I'm comfortable with. But I was like, you know what? Let's try the third one. It's gonna be tough and it's gonna be difficult, but I still wanted to push myself and try something that I haven't done before. So after the rough sketches, I jump into my Blender card and start sketching out what this dragon is gonna look like. And I know I told you guys every 5 dragons I would do a full body, but you get an extra treat today. I wanted to do this guy in a full body. Basically, I was just thinking to myself, you know, it'd be really cute to show like this long-necked dragon kind of mimicking a long stem of a dandelion flower, and I thought that would be super cute, and I wanted it interacting with something or kind of in nature. So I decided, you know what, let's just do another full body. I think it's gonna be super cute. And you'll have to excuse me, this episode, I had a lot of trouble with my webcam. I've been noticing if it's not like a super bold coloring, my Copic colors tend to either look muddy or like really washed out in my recording. So I've been trying to play around with those settings, so you guys will just have to excuse me for that. The end video that I shoot on my iPhone, like going over the whole piece, that has more of the true colors. But at least my webcams, it's been a little hard recently to capture the color of my Copics. And I think my lighting situation probably doesn't help either. I think I need to do a little bit of an upgrade to my lighting at my traditional desk, along with maybe really finding some tutorials on how to set up these cameras to their best ability. But, you know, besides that, let's get back into the drawing. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, because at least for me in the editing phase, I really noticed it with the color. And I just wanted to let you guys know that before we got much further. So then after the sketch, I went in and did a line art. So I wanted the fluffy dandelion parts to look more airy and fluffy. So I decided to omit a black line art and go back in later with just the Copic color. But I wanted to make sure that you would see the outline of this dragon, because if you look at the actual fluffy dandelion, it's kind of see-through just because the fluff is more at the end of the stems. So I needed to make sure that the base of the dragon was at least kind of visible. So I left any part that was going to be covered in dandelions as more open lines, not really solid. And then I didn't do any line art for the stems or the fluff of the dandelion because I kind of had an idea of how I was going to try to convey that with the color and other pens. So after I did the line art, did a quick cleanup with my eraser, get rid of all those pesky pencil lines, and this I'm always so hesitant on because I bet you guys can relate to the one time you erased way too hard and crinkled your paper, and then it's all ruined. So I was trying to be very, very careful with this one. And then before I jumped into coloring, I had an idea of what I wanted to do because in a way, dandelions have a very limited palette. We got greens, grays, and yellows, basically. So I tried out a couple of different greens to see kind of which one I wanted to go for, and I knew I wanted to combine the green with yellow to get closer to the stem color of the dandelion itself. So I, played around with a couple different things. I also experimented with the grays to see what I'd want to do with the fluff of the dragon, and then some browns to go with that tree stump, and seeing which browns I wanted to use for that. Oh, and the little red bird. I didn't know what red color I wanted to use, so I tried a couple different ones. So then after we had the colors established, it's now time to jump in and start coloring this piece. So first and foremost, I started with the fluff, and this was kind of scary for me because, it's something I haven't done before, and dandelions are not easy to convey in drawing. So you guys will have to excuse me, and you can tell me different in the comments, but I was a little self-conscious about this dragon. It was something really outside my comfort zone. I made him much more cartoony and cute, and I didn't go for my hyper-realistic look. I just wanted him to be this adorable little fluff ball. So that was already one thing. And then to try to figure out, okay, so I need to make these dandelion fluffs look a little convincing without looking too much like clouds or cotton. And I think I got pretty close, right here in this phase of it. It still does look a lot like cotton, but I think later on when I try to add the stems of the dandelion fluff, I think that helps a lot. But it's still kind of hit and miss. I'm very conflicted on this dragon. I think he's pretty cute in the end, even if he's not perfect, I think he's pretty cute. But there's gonna be 100 of these dragons, so if I don't get every one of them perfect, it's gonna happen. And I can feel self-conscious about my art every once in a while. But I think he still looks cute in the end, and I really like the splash of yellow of the petals on the legs. And then I made the neck look more like leaves that would be at the base of the plant. And then I went in with a gold gel pen for the stems. I thought about doing a white gel pen, but then I looked at the actual dandelion flower and I could see that the stems of the fluff part are usually in brown. And I thought if I went in with a brown Copic, it would either make too broad of strokes or they wouldn't stand out enough. So I was like, let's just do the gold. Let's try it out. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I think it's going to be kind of cute, so let's try it. And then after the dandelion fluff, I added a little bit of grass to the ground. I know this one's a little bit more than my previous full body, but I thought it was just fitting for this piece. He needed an environment to interact with the bird in, and I think it turned out pretty cute, but it's pretty different from my other dragons and the other looks in general. So with those final touches, we are done with this dandelion dragon, and I think he's pretty cute. I think overall, he's a pretty dang adorable little dragon. Little outside my comfort zone, but I still think he turned out pretty okay. Also guys, before we jump into the features for last week's theme, I just want to let you guys know there will be no dragon drawings during October because I'm going to be focusing on Inktober, and Inktovers will be the new Friday videos during October. But you are still welcome to submit your dandelion dragons, and I will be featuring them in the first episode coming up in November. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the features. So first and foremost, we have Scorching Shadow. That's an amazing take on a ant dragon because you went for a literal fire ant. I think that's so smart, and I was like, man, why didn't I think of that? Because it's perfect. Fire and dragon and ant, it all works together so well. And then Hyperdrive, I really love your ant combo dragon thing. It's just so interesting in the way that you exaggerated certain proportions and the colors you used for it as well. I don't know. It was a really cool and interesting design, and I think you did an awesome job. And thank you everyone else for submitting your dragons. You guys did amazing. This was another tough decision, and you guys thought of so many different and diverse types of ants. I saw a queen, and some other different breeds of ants that I didn't even know existed. There was like bullet ants, there was like all these different ants, and you guys are amazing. Keep up the awesome work. Alright, so thanks again guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video, and if you aren't already, you can go and hit that subscribe button. I have new videos every week, and we're going to be starting Inktober next week. I'm super excited, and like I said, there won't be any dragons during October, but we will be starting them again in November. So thanks again guys so much for stopping by, and I cannot wait to see your guys' take on the Dandelion Dragon. Bye everybody.